You know, every once in a while you find the perfect cook that just becomes an instant family favorite. We found a way that we love to do our pork chops that has taken them to the next level. If you want to see how we do pork chops now, then stick around while we dig in.
I can't believe the WALTWINS. They're right there. That's one of them. That's the other one.
I'm the other one.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Adam of the WALTWINS. If this is your first time here though, welcome. Consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything that we do here on the Blackstone Griddle. And notice I said we. If you are new here, you don't know. Typically, there are two of us, hence the name WALTWINS as the channel. Brett is at his place. We had mentioned, if you caught the upload on Monday, you saw that we are actually doing a little social distancing this week. So Brett did a video on Monday. I'm doing tonight's video, and I thought I was going to take this perfect opportunity to share with you one of our favorite family cooks. Cooking on the griddle has become one of our favorite things, and my family absolutely loves it. And if you ask them what their favorite cook is, they'll say among them is pork chops. Not just any pork chops, the way we do pork chops now. If you caught our video of the filet mignon cook or the way we did the tomahawk steak cook, we're gonna do the same thing here with these pork chops. So first, let me get to the groceries so you know what it is that I'm talking about. You see right here, we've got, well, these pork chops. These are boneless pork chops. Now, if you want a really good juicy pork chop, bone in is always the way to go, but these are so cheap, it's really hard to pass up. I paid just over $6 for these. We've got butter, and of course, we've got our usual suspect seasoning that we absolutely love, and we'll be using olive oil to cook in. As you know, the usual suspects is our absolute favorite seasoning that we use. A link to the recipe is down in the description below this video, so don't forget to check that out. So a little bit of background information. So I recorded this video just the other day, went to go and edit it, and all the opening footage was gone because we had a power outage and it didn't save any of the footage. So I just wanted to give a quick background, and then we'll lead into the cook real quick. So the way we do this cook is we have two zones that we will be utilizing. The far left side, we crank all the way to high heat. I've got the first and second burner on to high. Now, when I probe these out, we're looking at 587, 590 degrees, almost 600 degrees in the hottest area on my griddle. To the far right, we've got that set all the way to low, and even at the lowest setting, we're still looking at 400 plus degrees. Now, I've got the third burner off just to kind of create some separation, and then once we get these pork chops seared, I will turn down the left side. So that's how it's set up. We'll get some oil on the griddle, and we'll go ahead and get this cook going. But I just wanted to explain it. It's crazy the way the footage worked. These are the kinds of things that happen when Brett's not around. You know, the crew, it just feels different. So of course we're gonna have some hiccups here, but let's go ahead and get to the cook. So screaming hot, over 500 degrees, almost 600 degrees, we're gonna get a quick sear. These are smaller. If these were thick cuts, I'd do about 2 minutes per side. I'm gonna do less than a minute per side for each of these. It's gonna be a fast process, and then we're gonna move them over here to the cooler side. I'll put a little bit more olive oil, get the butter down, and then we're just gonna get them going. Since these are already seasoned, they have some garlic powder in them. Otherwise, I would add garlic and other things to really cook these up. But this is gonna be, like I said, a really quick process. So let me lay my olive oil down and we'll get this going. Oh, that's already smoking hot. Listen to that sizzle. We do this for the sizzle. Woo-hoo-hoo, man. All right, so those are on. I'm already gonna get the flip on. Look at that nice color we've already got on those. Oh man, there's my hot area. So I can leave these a little bit longer. They just got there. But since this is cooking super high, I'm gonna crank these all the way to low, and then I'll eventually turn the left one off as we move everything over here. There we go. Okay, got to clean off my tongs real quick so I can use those. All right, I don't want these to overcook. I'm gonna pull them off for just a second before we move them. All right, so on to phase two. I know that my griddle is tilting a little bit this way, which is gonna allow me to pool up some butter, which is what I want. So I'm gonna lay a little bit of oil here. So we'll get our little pats of butter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I've got 6 pats of butter because I've got 6 chops. You see that's coming down. I like that because that's what's gonna allow me to pull the butter and the juices back up and over so I can really cook these. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook these for about 1 or 2 minutes per side, flip them, and then temp them out. And I wanna get the internal temp to 145 degrees Then we're gonna pull them and let them sit. The hardest thing to do is to let these sit, but you gotta let them sit. This is the other part that I really love. We add just a little bit more butter to each one of these. So crank this side off. And then what I'm gonna start doing is we're in a sense gonna start basting these here in just a second with all this extra, these juices. The more and more this cooks, the more juices we'll end up with, and then we can really start basting. So I'm gonna move these a little bit more over to this zone here. Now, this is how we did our filet mignon. If you watch that video, we also did our tomahawk steak the same way. Now, I will tell you, I use regular salted butter. It's what we have at the house. You can use that. If you saw our tomahawk steak, you know we really love that Kerrygold butter. That stuff was phenomenal. Also, if you're a fan of ghee, use ghee. I've used ghee before. I like it. I prefer the butter. It just has a flavor that I'm more used to. You can make your own butter, if you will, whatever works for you. But now you'll see these juices are gonna start flowing with the butter. Give these just a minute. I'm gonna continue to baste these. And I will probe them in just a minute and we'll see where we're at.
Watch me under the light. So keep me in your sight. 'Cause I can do this all night.
So I did turn the left burners off. So the only burner on is my far right, but you can hear it still sizzling. That thing is cooking well. So let's go ahead and temp and see where we're at. Okay, so 125. So I'll give these a flip here in just a minute. That one's 136. That one's the thinner one. That's getting done. 127. 118. This one needs a little bit longer. 134. So we'll give these a flip. And we'll just continue to cook. Look at those though, man. Those are amazing. Okay, so some of these are temping out. We're right at 145, so we're gonna go ahead and pull them. And Cannon, I think we're ready for some B-roll. Let's go ahead and load these up. Yeah, well, man, there it is. Brett, you're missing out, my guy. These are the best. I already may or may not have accidentally had a taste of the little juice on there. I already know this is gonna be amazing. This really is the best way we've done pork chops yet. These are so good, so juicy inside. I was hoping for a trace of pink by the time I got this last one, which was the bigger, thicker one, which I pulled off to make sure my kids, everybody else kind of picks their own, so this was the one that I did. Mine was the last one off, so it got to about 152, 155. So by the time I let it rest, it had cooked all the way through, which is fine. It was still low enough temperature that it's still very juicy. I don't know if you could tell that. They're still gonna be good. I could keep talking about it, or how about I just go ahead and dig in? But like we say, it can look amazing. This looks absolutely amazing. It can smell amazing. Cannon, how does it smell? Amazing. Thanks, buddy. But if this doesn't taste amazing, then this was all for naught, right, Cannon? So cheers, I'll eat to that. Cannon, my brother. Yeah, there it is. Like I said, it is not dry. This one, the specific one, a little bit less tender than I would have liked, but you cannot beat this flavor, and I'm just being honest with the tenderness of that. I won't do pork chops any other way. The only exception might be if I decide to put this in a brine. And if I did, it would be just salt and water, a super simple brine. Otherwise, this is so good. This is exactly how I love my pork chop. And you know, if I were going to a restaurant and I got this, I'd be back again to the same restaurant for this pork chop. You have to do pork chops this way. It really is the best way. I'm so happy I came out and did this. I'm glad I came to show you guys how we do the pork chops. We absolutely love these. This is how my family does them. That butter and that little bit of olive oil, just take it to the next level. Now, you can add any other seasoning spices that you want. I know a lot of people love rosemary with their pork chops. Applesauce is a side dish. Man, when we did it the first time, I asked for suggestions. Ton of suggestions, so many good ones. This is what the family loves. This is how they asked for it. This is actually what they wanted for dinner tonight. So this is what I went ahead and made them. You really got to try this. And also, don't forget, give this video a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it if you liked it. If for some reason you didn't though, you got to go ahead and hit the thumbs down 2 times so we really know that you didn't like it. Giving that thumbs up though is a way that you can show support for our channel and what we do. Another way you can support us is through our merchandise store. There's a link to that in the description below this video. Our merchandise is brought to you through Digital Promotions, who works closely with Crossroads Missions. Crossroads Missions does amazing service work, and we absolutely love supporting all of their causes. A portion of all the purchases made through the WALTWINS goes to benefit Crossroads Missions and the work that they do, and we love being a part of that. And finally, if you're looking for one more way to support us, we do have a Patreon page. The link to that is also in the description below. Quick shout out to our griddle entourage. We absolutely love you guys and the love and support that you give us. Now, this weekend, all things going well, Brett and I should be back together, and we can't wait to cook together. From time to time, we may have these moments where we do have to do these individual videos, but we're prepped and ready to do whatever we have to do so we can keep bringing these cooks and this content. We love to share it with you guys, and we absolutely love the support that you give us for doing that. And so with all that being said, there's nothing left but to get out of here. I got to feed the masses. Those have now been sitting long enough, and that plate is full of juices. The kids love it. They love their au jus to be able to dip that in. It is so good. Aside from coming to make this banger, these pork chops, our family favorite pork chops, and sharing that with you. Another reason we do this is because all we do is twin, even when I'm soloing. And with that, I bid you adieu. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and griddle on.